The tour is closing in towards the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely ready for this show. We have had a good run, good tour so far, together with Marduk and Withered and Weapon.
Right.
It's been very cool. And LA, Hollywood usually is a cool venue. Usually we have all had successful shows there before. As a matter of fact, we played this venue a couple of times before as well. That is very of high importance for us.
Yeah.
Especially, at least from speaking for myself, I feed off the energy that I get back from there. So it does help. I mean, you can always put on it and do your job, put on the show. But if you have an energetic crowd
Yeah.
to perform for, then then usually the show turns out to be much more energetic overall.
All right.
Depends. I mean, it's all for the occasion, I mean, you gotta do it for what it is. I mean, festival is bigger. It's not necessarily your optimal way of working in terms of being an artist, and the stage is frequently has a high frequency of bands in and out. Mass production style.
Right.
So to get the proper production on a festival stage might be a bigger task than when you do an actual tour and you have a position. You have your own apparatus with you to clarify everything and to set up the whole production beforehand. You have time usually to do sound checks. You have a certain control system to make sure that the quality
Right.
of the performance is top notch. Whereas in festival connection, it might be a bit more hard to do the job. But no, I mean, for what we take it for what it is, and we do festivals. When it's a festival, it's usually more people, but the intimacy that you get from smaller clubs can be just as magic in terms of the atmosphere that I guess you're wondering about. So I like clubs and big stages. I certainly hope so. I mean, it's all about expanding your horizon in some way or the other to make it exciting for us too. It has to be
Right.
that way, It's not that obvious that I can say exactly what this is going to be like. I have my own idea, and as main composer, I kind of know which way it pans out like that. But also, there's when we all get together and shape the final puzzle, and to actually perform them in the studio is a long way to go. As far as where we are now, I can just tell you that there's going to be very brutal elements on this album. Much more so than we had before.
Before. All right.
It's gonna be a very very hard
All right.
album. And I have strong belief in it so far. When we rehearsed a bit on what is there now, it sounds very good, and we're all very confident in the material.
Right.
Going from where you have finished one album that you put all your energy into, and wondering what's going to be, where do we go from now? We are now very sure that the next
Right.
one is going to be a monster too.
Nice. Actually, that's the next question. You got a formula for that, for working a new album, or
Not a particular formula.
no particular
as such,
formula?
No, it's I mean, this is not some kind of mass production item, This is a lot of work behind our art from the start, because we are very very critical to what we do.
Right.
We are our own best critics. I would go as far as say. That's a bold statement, I know, but it's what I believe in.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot to let the music pass through, and then to rehearse it, and then to make it as good as it has to be, and then to attach it on tape and release it. It's a long way to go, and we are very, very strict, and make sure to make the quality top notch. We'd be lying if we said they didn't have
Exactly.
or several, because it usually comes from somewhere, and I've listened to all kinds of different music. I mean, I've listened to a lot of different music throughout the times, which again I believe makes your horizon bigger, broader.
Exactly.
So I'm happy for the way music was turned into music, and the way music affected me. Inspiration sources worth mentioning would be throughout all the early years, all kinds of different rock and metal and like doom, black and death, and more extreme, going into those style, and then eventually what I'm left with, which is like the huge inspirations, would be Carcass, Build Steer, especially his taste of playing, and the whole atmosphere of the band. And there's tons of good bands. I mean, in black metal, I still think Emperor to this very day.
Yeah, of course.
Holds a good position in the Norwegian scene. Of course, Mayhem, legendary, The Mysteries Don't Satanas, is killer album. And
talking about your albums, what is you can get inspiration for your own album?
Yeah, I mean, of
your
course,
own
these are all big influences that has inspired us in what we do. At the moment, what I'm listening, this is perfect. Personally, it's more. I've gone a lot back, listening to more 70s oriented music, such as Thin Lizzy, Blue Oyster Cult, Purple, Zeppelin, even Dire Straits. I'm really much into those because it's very. There's a fine texture to the music. There's very nice musical, nice songwriting, nice good compositions, good playing wise, technicality. It holds a good standard. So, and that is something completely different than the music that we do in Turn from Nine. But still, as I started with, is I think the variety, the broad spectrum of musical inspiration influences is a good thing. It's an advantage to have, I believe. One is definitely Whitfield Force 2003. We played for we never played for huge audiences. Then we 3:30 in the night. We played for approximately 10,000 people, and that was a big experience.
Oh, yeah, that was so huge.
It was also last time we played Archaon.
Hmm.
We had like 20,000 people, and I knew that Slayer was going on stage. Like the next stage, I was like, oh my god, this is not gonna work out very well, you know. But I did look up, and I did count 3 heads walking over there. So it was that felt good to be able to that we were putting on a show worthwhile to stay for 20,000 people. That's
awesome.
That's an amazing feeling, of course.
Right.
And there's been several of those in terms of smaller venues as well. There's just some nights the energy is really there. On the last tour we did in 2010, Slims in San Francisco was also a great show. I mean, you'll have highlights like that. Every time you release an album, every time you do certain activities,
It's a highlight for you guys.
yeah, especially with first timers when you succeed. Yeah,
Sweet.
that's why it makes it exciting to do this.
Exactly. Yeah. Next question is, I got many friends from South America, and they ask me when you guys gonna be there.
South America?
Yeah, because I know that you guys going to Mexico in a few days,
Right.
but you know, El Salvador, Chile, Brazil, Colombia, they want their Team 49 there. So you
Put it
guys
like this,
playing?
we would love to be there too. So we were originally, as a matter of fact, we were going to Chile,
Oh,
and I believe Santiago, that was the part of this tour that we're on now. For some reason, that did not happen, unfortunately, because we were really looking forward to it.
yeah.
It would be the first time. I mean, we played several places in Mexico: Toluca, Puebla, Mexico City.
Yeah, I remember that.
Luckily though, we got to see one place that we've never been to on this tour. We went to Puerto Rico
Yeah, for first time, right?
for the first time, and that was a good thing, you know. We are still working on finding the dates. We want to play in South America. I've heard so much good stuff about it. I've heard so much good feedback about the crowds there, and that 3049 is an attractive name over there. So there's definitely on our priority list to, as soon as we get the proper offer that we can actually do it realistically, we will go there like that. we really
Perfect.
want to visit South America.
Thank you so much for the interview, man.
pleasure.
Really appreciate.